Hello everyone, Mark here with Mark's Max Muscle. And yes, we are going to do this. This is going to be a Hollywood slash bodybuilding matchup. And I'll tell you how this all started. My girlfriend, she came up to me the other day. She suggested that we watch Aquaman. Of course, I replied, as any man could have. I looked at her and I said, The Rock could kick that guy's ass. She replied with something like, What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Or something like that. And she suggested that I do a bodybuilding comparison between these two studs. And here we are. This is, of course, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson versus Jason Momoa. Two big, hardy studs. Whether you like The Rock or dislike him, or whether you like or dislike Jason Momoa, you have to admit these are two sturdy lads. Thick, full. These guys are bodybuilders, I'm telling you. The arms, I think, are a little bit larger in the part of Dwayne. But I cannot ignore the pecs. Look at the size of those big man boobs of Jason Momoa. Thick, 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 hardy pecs. The Rock seems to be in a little bit better condition. Look at those abs. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's have another front relaxed position comparison. Man, this one really seems to favor The Rock. He just seems to be in better condition. More jacked, so to speak. But once again, those pecs. Look at the size of those pecs on Jason Momoa. I have to give it to him. Look at the abs as well. He might not be as hard and conditioned in that region, but genetically speaking, he has a better setup as far as the abs are concerned. But once again, I think it's obvious Dwayne has a bigger set of guns. Look at those arms. Hard to ignore. But as far as who's winning this one in a bodybuilding competition, conditioning-wise, I think The Rock would squeak out an edge. But, I mean, my soul, those pecs of Momoa are really... He's saving a lot of face in this competition. And I have to tell you, I am a fan of The Rock. So, hard not to be a little bit biased. Here we have a most muscular comparison. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He is hitting this shot just like a professional bodybuilder. Look at those traps, those delts, and those arms as well. Jason Momoa, I have to hand it to him. Perhaps a camera angle might be working in his favor here, but nothing doing. Those arms on him are large as well, and he's really good at displaying those delts. And those pecs, once again, this man has a serious set of pecs. Of course, when I see this here picture of Momoa, it leads me to believe that the camera angle was really working in his favor. Perhaps not a fan of bodybuilding like The Rock is. I mean, he is so good at hitting the shots. And Momoa has the muscle, he just doesn't really know how to put this one together. Almost laughable. The Rock, I guess, gets the first real point in this. I mean, it's obvious he's winning this here comparison. We are fortunate enough to have at least one back comparison. Of course, it's not the same pose, but I mean, these are actors, so I think we're pretty lucky to have this here one. And I have to say, I'll admit when I'm wrong. I said The Rock's better, he could kick his ass, quote unquote. Pardon my language. But, I mean, look at the Christmas tree. Look at the traps of Momoa. We would be remiss to ignore all that. And he's not displaying his lats like in a lat pose. But look at those lats. He has the goods. He has the goods for sure. The Rock's guns are so massive. They're almost overshadowing his rear lat spread, the lats. But he has everything that it takes there to have a nice picture-perfect rear double bicep. Just like I said, those arms are a little bit too large, and they ruin the aesthetics. As far as lower lat insertions go, The Rock has an advantage here, but I cannot ignore that Christmas tree of Momoa. So, whether you were rooting for The Rock or Momoa in this one, each side has to admit that both guys are worthy of being known as Hollywood muscle men. I mean, my word. The conditioning of The Rock, top notch, wins this matchup as far as that's concerned. But look at those pecs, even in this shot here. Those pecs of Momoa are world class, for sure, for sure. And I will admit, Jason Momoa, it was much more of a matchup to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson than I ever thought he would be. So I'll admit when I'm wrong. I hope you guys somewhat enjoyed this little bit of a different video. Not really the norm for my channel, but who knows, I might fetch a few new subscribers. If you haven't already, go ahead and if the cursor is near that subscribe button, just give it a little flick, a little tickle, and see what it does to my sub number. It bumps it up one, and I get excited, and it makes my day. And if you already did hit that button, then thank you from the bottom of my heart. Have a great day.